Right, I'm sharing my kwaba about Odia Sempa TV. I am Mosomfo, Odia Sempanye. Trade upon a beer choir, na ye new year, way dear. Mijidi se oho eye. Sanso na meso, meho eye. Abushia unim se ya hadie, yenya eshia, sisiaya, na eye, Ghana, eho, enkomo, ena ye bedi. Ye di nkomo so a, ye di Ghana nkomo dia, enye na enfa, ena ye di afa. Abattoir eba on the 25th December 2024 yi enkomo ena yeguso a edie na ye hina se na yesi apinie ene ekeka yeti ebom se na ebe ya na Kwame Bediako ebetumi aba abefa oman Ghana ama na fa nentomapa efra and yenim so se demonstration ahodo so ekoso ewo West Africa nkrunkru ahodo bebre so and even cry Bangladesh so hwan so almost kra no demonstration ni bi so ekoso sa na almost corruption no ebi ewo ehono esa na we na omuhia Farooq Wahab no ye bisa no say Nigeria for demonstration no a omoye se ne Kenya for de atumi aginje omo Uganda for so eye wo map na Ghana nkora so no eye wo map anase omoye preparation no bibi betumi efremu aba anan na Farooq Wahab ema nchemu ahodo bebre na efe so eba no se crime ni ade a ekoso ewo yemamu and bibi so a efa na Kwame Bediako a youth no so reaction ewo ho enyina no Farooq Wahab educate ye ewo ho a okwo ho deep. Don't forget Farooq Wahab diplomatic consultants and international one eba no se amanyon se mu wiase nyina na owo mu nimde na owo message ahoro e de mam Ghana mabu ni se ne be ya ye di beda hono na yenya entiase bi afa ya nkasa ye kuro no eho se ne be ya me nchawo ne ko ne ko tie Farooq Wahab ba sa ne be ko na na de kan wa shi Odia Sempa TV a subscribe to channel and share like invite from mom make am busu ko no se ne be ya abrani abrabi a the video for edit tuma also sabe kai bi no ayare wahwe we ye bema o mema sem enkoyi o de boss wa no we je awo on dive ni air how asthma diabetes hepatitis B stroke ulcer typhoid chese yare no edoso hydrosis ohwenumu ebon chese a whole lot ni na so be fa number na egu ase on 054 3304976 on krata sem wawale sem relationship mu sem ayebasa family number no me and the CEO of Odia Sempa Spiritual Herbal Center me hu kwan ya be fa so aboa na so onye wasombi na onye wa hoto yenko tie Farooq Wahab
Mini abema Farooq Wahab arape mwache
Bacha mejuso
na mpacho mpom te sei
Bacha yo na hwani
na ya abrefo na enura ne nansa ye te se Nigeria foi obi akwato bom e de akwato cafe na before the bomb no na Nigeria for so a start tietia wo mu de nadu e de esi ho tietia se niema bia politicians ye na nkoyie ene ade a no kra no tear gas ne ade ba mu ene ade na ho nsem omguso 10 days no kra enya nkwa awieye ye mohu ewa bibima mu ana Ghana ha ye mohu kakra.
Okay, na minchia tifo
Omajoso
I think say can say because a certain country called Nairobi, Kenya.
Of course.
Kenya started there. And Kenya uprising is not different from say the Tunis Foko Yebi some 10 years ago strangled the whole Arab continent. Yebi. Kenya there no and is back at the beginning of the Nigeria one. But beginning of the Nigerian one, interestingly, they gave the Nigerian government 1 month ahead of time. 1 month ahead of time, no. They try to sensitize themselves publicly. 1 month ahead of time, no. Tinubu government, make sure, say, all the Nigerian opinion leaders are, as we speak, the Sultan of Sokoto, the Emir of Sokoto, Sultan of Kano, Emir of Kano, Gombe, Adamawa province, and Sanko for meaning, say, Tinubu gadai ahimfofo asofofo anya mobile and normal muska say making sure say that demonstration in maso. Indeed, Tinubu started so talk tough. Bediako conference no me na omo back and Piski. That was last week. Tinubu Urban na about 250 security personnel no do mobile. Meaning said the heat was already in the air. And then let's look at what happened. Nigeria for there now it is true, say Nigeria in the history of Nigeria, this is the highest inflation they've ever had. Ideally, compare Nigeria and Ghana, Nigeria was far better, almost far better than Ghana in terms of cost. But today, so if it has reached Nigeria top bread, back about 3,000 naira to buy bread, or to a bag of rice about 18,000, then indeed it is an issue. And say, it is true, sir. Tinubu on the day of his swearing in made a terrible mistake, and that accounts for what is happening. And he said, they had a fierce, very, very how do you call it, close elections. And in the lead year, with all the so-called idea friends say electoral malpractices, na heat Atiku camp and Obi camp and Onwa Tinubu. But Tinubu Shetima.
In fact, some of the actresses near there be videos near there say we are warm any idea. Yeah, that's
yes, and Nema Ekosono, the abduction and the kidnapping has become just an order of the day because indeed ordinary Nigerian finds it difficult even to buy pure water, and it is a fact. It is a population, inflation at rising a 54%. Then it's quite worrying. Nigerians normally, since the last coup of Abacha, they've not complained about anything, said they want even the military. But for once now, they are calling for the military even to intervene, which of course I find it difficult that the military will come in. Now, the issue of who are the people demonstrating, they saw the inspiration of the three words and the three things of the Gen Z of the Kenyans, which is they are fearless, they are tribeless, and then they are also what? Partyless. Now, what is happening now today in Nigeria? APC boys, PDP boys, and then the Labour Party. That party means when you set the party aside, you are talking about the main Nigerian three tribes, Igbo, Yoruba, and then the Hausa. But interestingly, Tinubu or Hausa, ideally, Hausa Fonkom and intimate demonstrating in Hausa, who is a vice president in the case of Shetima. But this demonstration, it is not even bigger in Lagos as compared to Gombe. Gombe is one of the most wildest demonstrations is here. All the attacks, say Nipa by 10 or 15 in a Gombe area and the north. What does it mean? What is going to happen today after Juma in the next 4 or 5 hours? That is what the world should be looking at. So today, Nigerian political leaders, Omentima holding the fire in the north. Now after Juma, now about 19 states are almost that will be the biggest issue against Tinubu. What is happening? What is happening is that Lagos State, Tinubu made a mistake. Say Alaye boys and Komo Kwako counter. It was something that he was preparing certain group and certain. And the youth Frankasa, Omobedu baby ayedunu. Starting attitude groups at the Jiska. Make video calls near that then the Tinubu Diska Koma Tim Crane said that at the Jiji Sikom Jiri Dia Noma Saba Akachum, so we go show you as we speak. Nigerian senators Ubia Duomiane Yano were P African country anymore. Ebia Bagana. Oma no me smart in him say Adena Babasun Oma P. As at Enra Airport, most of them are fly call. But now I'm crying so much block Lagos Airport. Omo block in Namzikwe Airport, Abuja. Penny Ben to me. So what is going to happen is that so Omo hit his street, yesterday was somehow seemingly peaceful. But today you can't call we cannot intimate projected the base to Abuja, which has a big Juma today. Now politicians in Ghana. What these Nigerian boys want to say Kenya for? They are more wild. And in Nigeria, the inclusion of the thief and the tax no more alloy boys in more no and yet they are causing so demonstrate it is a means for them to steal because they are the same boys doing the abduction and it's what Ghana will fear how they are. It is a recipe for them to steal. Police cannot stop them because the Nigerian numbers are big. What are they not saying? So a mixture of two things. But one thing I can say for sure, Nigerians have a way of solving their own problems. And SARS, we saw it. 10 days in Omakano, of course, it will not up to that. If Nigeria should have consistent 10 days, the influx and the problem is Ghana that we should be taking care. And the numbers are better.
Because already know, Dodwana will chrome hadada. And he said,
Omobaba. Omobaba say, Nigeria, Togo, Untimini, Nigeria, Nintra. Beninois, Untimini, Nintra, Kodi, Nintra, Nigeria, Nonko Mali, Onko Burkina. Omatioma was a French foreigner, the Omon Pomasem. And every Nigerian knows Ghana and in sister and in a brother country, and influx and Hanabeba. That is the issue. But in fact, what is currently happening, they will resolve it. They will come to a point. They will cool the system down. The military will not take over the government. That one I can assure you. They will not get to that. They will not make that attempt to do that. They wouldn't do that because the middle class of the Nigerian are bigger. Now, Umeki Bibi, which most Ghanaians yesterday I've had some calls, people asking, can the same thing happen in Ghana? Yeah,
because inflation 54 no and they almost in Mountain. So yes, we drew 54 baba from. Yeah, they are not here by 20 something, but still, say think I can't say Kenya the end by and common phrase, yeah, Kakana Santiada, and a Nigerian Sansom.
Yeah, Benefo, we are very experienced lady behind the console. Say it, and I'm telling authority, there is no youth in Ghana, okay? And it is very good. You need youth in Ghana. You are matured adults. The matured adults are divided in two political settings. MPP adults and NDC adults. A Ghanaian youth, our MPP, our unemployed under MPP, or prefer say, or maintain that tempo, rather than support the other side, and vice versa. Anything, Ghanaian youth, the only country in Africa, our unemployed University Students Association, the numbers increasing. But even that association, the political settings almost are setting in. The only country in Africa, our Students Representative Council or SRC, election, the political parties are on the campus to support or to not to support. And fine. Ghanaian youth, you and I know. Say, if you have benefit today, with the political party, Coco Stanley, ya patch, baby, I want for security reasons, I can ask you. Baby, I want to start new area. 4 months into the election, say, independent. 2 votes, ya win your crown, you feel for, if you are my papa never to amount. Do you understand me?
I understand you,
compared to Ghanaian youth, Oma Stanley, or other places, Ghanaian youth to be sorry. And that's what started Dansuman. Not only Osla are competing. Next year, the effectiveness of Ghanaian to Becky can cause some Sebi or Mekanche youth. To the extent that they charge themselves and ask themselves, oh, much baby union, Sika, but them Cocrafon, the woman with some baby Musika. So, this is a country that the youth that they claim the Ghanaian youth. Who is the Ghanaian youth? Let anybody explain to me, Ghanaian youth what? You have 18% to 56%, being the core presence of the country's population or elections. Eligible voters, 18 years to your friends, 36 to 38. You form about 52 to 54% of this country. Who vote for these politicians that we call them ineffective? Who vote them to power that we are claiming say they are not performing well? What happened to the Ghanaian youth that went into the politics? What happened to the Ghanaian youth after Mills introduced them? What happened to the Ghanaian youth John Mama introduced them? What has happened to the Ghanaian youth the government also introduced them? We have them there. We have top class posts. Areas ever since they were appointed ministers. No. And we don't have any youth that has a problem in this country.
But until recent, a group actually permit from police for
Madam, police won't grant you Yame cancer questions. Ghana police will hardly grant them interview. We have a city called Accra. The only demonstration be a baby this Mame Dokun City Center. And the police work there is no demonstration. Now police work grant you just a Daniel youth bit mobilizing the pattern Ruda. What are we talking about? Let us not make mistake. Police for there no how there's no youth. Ghana oba enyom ba ko pe no de ba. Ye ni abre ko to 3 and our bread or no monsieur we are hope baby atna. So what are you talking about?
Yeah, sure what is happening in Nigeria, just supposing where we are and how I would say baby or home back already no it be insinuated say the level of crime anyhow I crime I change no. Some are insinuating say you know me abeka hu bi na say although even when it comes to galamsey issues ni ade o beti bi na Nigeria for ka ho am robbery ni ade e koso ni ade nti nei o ma betra emu ya ebi susu se ne ma bi asanka emu wo ye robbery ho nsense ma na ye kro no bom no say o how we eguso e wo Nigeria na ebi beka ye se bi ka ho a entumi nya sunsuanso o my Ghana.
Yeah, that you are perfectly right. The criminal aspect of it is what I can see. But to say Ghana will be united because of taking a queue of Nigeria and Kenya to demonstrate, that one is out. Now, back to the security. You are talking about security now. Yeah. The security situation, and it said, Ghana, our court system, now you were only court a T-free. Ubi ako pant, ubi ako fatao. That was the kind of criminal offense that we have. Until the Ghana police go back to their records and correct alleged suspect, and then who is an armed robber. How can say Obi Akwako we have telephone? Oko police docket, a CID officer, or an armed robber we are there, we are banchi. How does an armed robber become a son? So the categorization and the explanation as to the word, what kind of chiefry or what kind of a security situation are we dealing with? One, your information gathering, a match, but the information processing is poor. So the police is not able to process the rightful information, and I'm talking about the intelligence community of the country. They cannot process the information set. And sophisticated armed robbery in a person. A game pa a him for, and indeed said your kind. Me, I'm not a nationalist. Yes, but me are very African, Pan-African. It is true, sir, Nigeria for jailbreak been a course to Nigeria. No. Good number by Chrome has said, Madam, up to date as we speak. Robbery so. Now you have Ghana, Nigeria, Liberia, Sierra Leone combination. Obachi hardcore robbery biano. That's our boys in Ibishishim. Ghana and Timin parody woman and boa woman say, ye do mo call back to Nigeria. So moon screening says our boys now breaking Gebina Baha. Ghanaian chiefs, Papa Mama, this time, apart from moto 4 boys in there, woman then the GG. A people are sophisticated this moto and Nigeria 4 boys in the Esanya Manu Kuma. And you work Ghana 4 boys in Swa, Omsesia. In this all case, Omo ba na influence in the back. Chrono Bekoso and Samane Bekoso are perfectly agree, say yes. But they cannot go to Cote d'Ivoire and do that. They cannot go to Togo. We can't go to Benin. I am a border, Seme border, anybody agree. No. Benin will deal with you. Part of them, Togo will deal with you. Nigeria and Igbo also a bad saying, won't even call Niger. Or a bad so won't even call Mali. Or a bad say won't even call other place. That does not mean say. Me who Ghana 4 boys coordinated thieves, criminals. Ghana any boy bit Makaso or Kotato go Nwako Bokrono. Who dare you? You cannot try even because they will deal with you decisively. But I say no, your boys in the back row, Nigeria 4 boys, any other West Africans boys in Wahanu, they do it with impunity because China. There are some of them who are to tell us, if I did not die in my country prison, Ghana we are good die. Because I say no the prison has here or the cellar. Police in equal team could tell you and Breno or the uniform man or the Nibibia man. It is a safe haven. And it's a numbers in the sack of Dosma. Niambusa said, your police information gathering, intelligence gathering, and intelligence processing, and how are the cases treated in court? Ghana court and a payabrin for my journalists in Concordia court demo, criminal court, near do be back. Near so ye robber, armed robber, ye reading a docket, Adaya Wakwaji will be asumadi. How does such a thing become a robbery? And the judges, they don't know. The other Baba no it is nothing to them. Because the robbery, Nankasana, robbery, no, Udumbaha. One only police are exchange of guns. We pra police ni. Mo kochina. No police ni no be prosecuting. Oba was a suspected armed robber. The docket no alleged. Na se wa wo pra unia police wo kum baako. Na de ne ba na say until yes you word no until proven otherwise. Why a suspect here? How does a judge also imprison a suspect if you don't have a proof? And who comes to be a witness? Who police in Kwanu ye exchanging? When you witness to yourself? Cote d'Ivoire police for the jail do be jail. Police watch you and action or do come a jail sentence. You don't go to court. Any ama be charge and bill. Yes, so be ama. Find the bed in any Mukako just say Abram for court in a debian witness of a armed robbery when you here. Can somebody do that in this country? And Jinipan be a manako. All this in box together and a a safe haven for criminals in West Africa. Or maybe hide her.
Yeah, Afro barometer edeba abeto mountain so say name mebunu na Ghana na say democracy no kakra our excitement around it form. Oh, share what is happening around us. It looks like Nigeria, style of governing. I problem almost doing the elections as you said, and now they started talking Martinibu cried the buyer so on no salary or muntem the mano try to make some measures. What happened in Kenya? I mean, this president Kenya the first time and he tried to hold on or do certain things to reduce the pressure. Now it didn't help. Is ECOWAS really doing something good with formation? No, is something good coming out of it? Looking at what is happening all over around us.
Nanaya, ECOWAS is a useless organization, okay? Just like the African Union, without any reservations. There's no ECOWAS. ECOWAS, I've said, since 1975, I'm a diplomatic consultant. All the ECOWAS Secretary Generals, all the ECOWAS presidents, with all due respect, if you have an ECOWAS, an organization which they have members of the organization abuse the main status quo, the main evidences, what established in the formation of the ECOWAS protocol, and it said, almost free, fair electoral system among the member countries, and then it's for economic members of the economic states of this particular region. I'm asking a simple question. If you have such an organization as the Europeans have done it, have you heard any European president or certain prime minister who is the head of the European Union? It never happens anywhere in this world except ECOWAS. In the ECOWAS, or a certain president in the name of Tinubu. And what Tinubu is doing, and his members, 15 other members in Equatorial, how can Tinubu preach about free and fair elections whereas he came out from the back door? How can Nana Danko Akufo-Addo speak about free and fair elections and was an ECOWAS president, and then his colleagues can look at his face and tell me this is not right? How can they do that to also your friends, the Patrice Talon of Benin? How can they look at Eyadema as we speak? And I'm referring to you. The Togo is not having any cabinet. Are you aware? For the past 3 months, he has dissolved the government of Togo. Togo has no cabinet up to now. Eyadema is going one man. Togo still have 7 years tenure of power unlimited. Into Obakosa 7 years, has ECOWAS spoken about that? Has ECOWAS spoken about our customs and douane, your borders, free movement and exit and entry of ECOWAS member countries? And is that what you see? Nana, Kokrosu Afrawu border, Sewoko Nigeria, Obecha Afra Lome, Obedu Lakoji, Obedu Seme, Obedi Badagrin, Yaba Hunya Sakwakusitri. Is that the ECOWAS you are talking about? So ideally, ECOWAS have nothing. Have they issued any speech? They cannot issue speech. When they issue speech, are the ECOWAS having the balls? Because who come Ghana, who come Togo, who come Cote d'Ivoire, unemployment is higher. The students, economy is high, inflation is higher. Who boss by now when I bit my your friends Tinubu say do this or that. But Yenshe, the Trace Sahel, Kosha DSC Burkina. Go and see the unity and the youth involvement in the governance of Burkina today and how they are supporting the young man to make sure that their country picks up. So ECOWAS there, if any of us sitting dreaming said there is a certain organization called ECOWAS. ECOWAS 1975, older than European Union. Look at the European Union from that within time of Barroso for in the 92 our Barbapim today. No, look at the strides and the gains they make. Everybody in Europe down, all the 43 members and now 28 active Schengen members. Ubia in the border free. That is what you're talking about. Organization. Meeting me from a passport free Greece at the Cocotan Cyprus here, Juma. That is what we are talking about. Go to Nigeria. As a Ghanaian, come to Ghana as a Nigerian. Would you working permit, resident permit to Kuma is $1,000. Is that the ECOWAS we are talking about? One, let us agree on this speech, on this interview. We don't have an ECOWAS. We have an organization that exists now. Share, tea, breakfast, was that not in your studio one time when this ECOWAS said, stop Niger, and Tokwa, they are going to fight? What did I tell? Mr. ECOWAS in Chebebia, or one single weapon. I actually on a weapon of ECOWAS. On said depot, it will be bedroom, ECOWAS or ammunition and arms for nothing. So what kind of this organization that we claim we do have? An individual country in their destiny. One young man here now say ECOWAS.
Not just say the ECOWAS Ukrainian they Omukra Munyambe join Union now European Union they are look at what's happening. And in the ECOWAS and Africa Union crab BBC or my bakumu from another or my bina in Tokwabisia, we will not be able to support help.
We had one Sani Abacha who used Nigeria money to fight Liberia, ECOMOG, and then Sierra Leone for the Sankonkwa Sasmanoye, which at that time, at the age of in my early 20s, I was a translator with the UN at that time, which in Sierra Leone. At that particular time, Abacha money the Bayer Sadiano. Ghana commanders from that time no one coordinated effort ECOWAS put it together at Stop Cote d'Ivoire war. Yes, it was Ghana army went. But what could they have done? Where was the ECOWAS? The presence of ECOWAS. Alassane Ouattara and your friend Laurent Gbagbo almost elected that 10 years or 12 years ago. Problem is la Cote d'Ivoire. ECOWAS ECOHINFA. How many of them? Into Guinea, Mali, Burkina, any Niger. Have you heard any atrocities in Niger again? Calmness. A country I know it down. I see democratically no UK no. Now in the hands of Chiani, look at the country no economic sources and the progress. Turning around to be the most fastest growing economy in the whole of entire Africa. Under 6 months or 7 months under Chiani. And the ECOWAS no free mono. How has it affected them? ECOWAS in their patrol, so Munsamrame Johnny. We don't have an ECOWAS. In the member countries now, so necessary ECOWAS was resistance. And Ghana paid the plate. And then 90 the whole world. 2 years out of $3 billion. I bet Lagos state budget is bigger than $3 billion. Did Nigeria give Ghana in Ska? Togo Ghana $500,000. Cote d'Ivoire Ghana $1 million. So what is that organization? We're 15 member countries. Now we member country. World Bank, your friend is IMF, a program of just $3 billion. $3 billion Nigeria that will be passing. And that will be passing Nigeria. Your Ghana will be $1 billion plus minus. And so country now in 5 years they can't. And therefore was no. And them one or the Ghana, and them one or the Togo.
My final question.
Go ahead.
Who stands to benefit from these uprisings? The Kosovo or Kenya. What is happening in Nigeria?
Who started it?
Who stands to benefit? Why? And at the end of the day,
those who stands to benefit at the end of the day, in one, youth in India, they are putting their grievances out there. Now, so person who will benefit that. Tinubu Jagaban, aka Jagaban. Ne brother NNPC Nigeria oil petroleum company no 2 days before the elections now we be employment say people can no advertise it and the Tinubu nimzo betima for Nigerian youth amoma koye adwuma Nigeria oil corporation and will be so who stands to benefit fine and grana koye na also employ no demonstration above so obey you media na and who stands to benefit in say it is not because they will have directly to gain today as we speak. But it sends a certain signal to them because at the end of the day, no journey. We fear over no ma vandalize it because Nigeria, in the case of Nigeria, and the extreme, ombedin some money, wakwase oniama, wakwia oniama, ombetu to tap in Bediako. And to that one, you can't call it a benefit because it's come out of what? Violence. However, it has sent a certain signal to the Nigerian Senate, telling them, Akpabio have been warned. The Speaker of Parliament, is Nigerian Senator Akpabio. They warned him. He started changing his tone of talking because he wants to save his ass. And who stands to benefit? And the whole Nigeria that stands to benefit. Telling you, sir, 36 states of Nigeria, and you're one, and you're two. Before Nkabon to be a Lagos state is here. But even the palace of Oni of Ile-Ife, the whole Ibadan up to Ile-Ife, there was the demonstration. If the houses can stand before the emir of Sokoto to the sense of Papane Janenra, that should tell you, sir, and your joke. The whole 36 states in the air campaign, air demonstration, and Nigeria stands to benefit. How do they? They benefit from this. I'm going to say, end bad governance. They don't haven't say Tinubu must go. They are also saying Tinubu is a thief. They are also saying that's one and you should expect because different people never. But Susuan Pasa ya benefit 36 states. Aka boom and no more demonstration. Even 10% of every state population and no more good street is what the government are unpopular. So Nigeria gains and Nigeria stands to benefit. That is to tell say yes we share. Much as I've debunked the idea that Ghana, we can't have that kind of because you need to use now almost our character no bit my which is very good. Soon yame, jinyamidi, bumping for, the violence, your cross tribal marriage, yes, Nemo, yes, your politicians, no monsieur bibin film because my good friend Ruto has made concessions and Grievances still is not enough.
Yeah.
Ruto, unity government. It's no more rainbow and it's no more your friends a United Democratic Front in there be. Why unity government? What the year bem Raila Munina bem Mata Karura Omunina bem Jakazua Omunina Obian or the unity government and Grievances still it is not enough.
Yes, he should go.
And that is what the country Ghana we need. Say, much as say, yen tell money made demonstration and some will be making concessions. Concession be amuye biano. I'm saying on the last point, say, MPP, NDC, if it is one country that we claim it's a country called Ghana, you must unite and then unite your ass. Namo Shisha Nyamaye. Namon time and crying in Cobre and crying Ghanaian youth are so peaceful. May we am a president of Ghana, meet me there 300 years. Because this is the most softer country that you can rule the people. That you can do. The Ghanaians are so liberal. I want to say, or Pamutoke or Pejuma Keke. That's all. Then they need violent. Uncle, sorry, them Uncle Maslechi, Uncle Ikayi. No problem, they saying. And what is happening in Nigeria can it happen in Ghana? Rather than they should not wait until what happens in Nigeria or Kenya happens in Ghana. They should rather make sure say Muslim Parliament, Namunya Brofotan Tino or Mokikano Hono, Namusum United, monster proper bills that will benefit this country. That would be my message that I'll give to this country.
Thank you very much, Anape Farooq Wahab. Yeah, that's a papa Anape.
Naminka Hoyab
on council, Minia.
Unia 95.1 FM. 95.1 FM.
Ano kwamo mianka na awodi nipa pina ekwa tete mu pao amani pampempema wale agu odia sampa spiritual and herbal center awo wo mo yade se wo mbe mu wanya basisi a yade bi tese stroke gonorrhea anabama waye mre e wampamu low sperm count wo mo wanu aduro tatahwe ene je sam ne se sabane sunsumu nsama wo mo telete se ye sunsumu aware anasa yare bi ne yade amawo pampabone anabo ana wanya abai amane court case wo betu charge osisia enam omadwuma panti ni pampempem ene be fo bukofie ekoye sunsumu nyuma edemom samosini ene enzimani akabom dia sunsumu niama asie betu obi age wukunu anasa woyere awaresem adwuma sam akwantuom nsam ni nyina aya sumasem fabadan odia sampa spiritual and herbal center obehuyan
New Koforidua ejoso ne konongo infinfin aye Ashanti region. My number I did Jumano 054 330 4976 and I say 020 134 04 21 054 330 4976 and I say 020 134 0421.
Odia Sampa Spiritual and Herbal Center. You be do us some amount.